The glory of being a genius is enviable. I mean, who wouldn't want to be brilliant, build things nobody else can, and change the world? But the more you look at the people we call genius, the more something starts to look off. We have all seen the outbursts, the meltdowns,
What's that? I did slide it and let go. Not turn it on. Here. Okay. We'll let an expert see if he can turn it on.
and the chaos that follows them everywhere.
Win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
And somehow we have all accepted the idea that if we want the breakthrough, the art, the new technology, we have to accept the madness that comes along with it. But is any of that actually true? Or is it a nice little excuse that we tell ourselves to justify toxic people because they create something that we like? When I dug into the psychology behind all of this, I found something unsettling. It's called the dark triad. It describes 3 specific traits when combined with intelligence create a very specific type of leader. And the strange thing about this pattern is that they do not show up randomly. It builds on each other to fuel what we call greatness. The first trait is narcissism. This is not the surface kind about looks, but the deeper psychological distortion that changes how a person interprets reality itself.
I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more?
Their belief in their own destiny grows so loud that humility disappears, and they begin to genuinely see themselves as the best in the world.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
The more you start to look at this trait is when you realize it's all about building a version of yourself so convincing that the world around you starts to feel too small to contain it. But narcissism alone does not create impact. To execute a grand vision, it needs something colder, something more strategic that turns belief into actual power. And that brings us to the second trait, Machiavellianism. This is the ability to read people, manipulate outcomes, and bend the environment to match your ambition.
Steve, it's impossible. I can't change the physics of the processor. We are stuck at 2 minutes.
If it would save a person's life, would you find a way to shave 10 seconds?
If it were life or death, maybe. But come on, what is 10 seconds?
It's not just 10 seconds. 5 million users, 10 seconds a day. That's 300 million hours. That is 100 lifetimes a year. You aren't making them wait. You are killing people. This is serious. Save them.
He engineered pressure. When he demanded the impossible, the pressure made people bend. It was a psychological technique to collapse resistance and force breakthroughs.
Steve would say, by the way, not a nice guy. Not a nice guy. He would say to a room full of people, Kevin, I don't give a shit what the students want or the parents think or anybody thinks. It's what I want. They don't know what they want till I tell them what they want.
He also had an innate ability to manipulate focus. For Steve, signal was the top 3 things that he had to get done today. Everything else was just noise. And he treated people the same way. He pushed out the doubts, the feelings, the noise until the only thing left in the room was his vision. So to sum it up, high Machiavellian leaders are master manipulators. They don't see friends and colleagues. All they see is assets and leverage. And that brings me to the last piece, without which everything would fail. It is psychopathy, which in a corporate setting would mean strategic unemotionality. The thing about empathy is that it creates hesitation. You feel bad for firing an employee. These leaders have a kind of emotional detachment that lets them make decisions that would keep other people awake at night.
What percentage of your staff did you fire at Twitter? One of the great business stories of the year.
I think we're about 20% of the original size.
So 80% left.
Yes. If you're not trying to run some sort of glorified activist organization and you're not care that much about censorship, then you can really let go of a lot of people, it turns out.
Most people can't do that. Most people shouldn't even be doing that. But for these leaders, it's what allows them to make decisions at a scale and speed that would break everybody else. But that's where the human side of me begins to think, if only we could get the innovation without the madness. Whatever happened to servant leadership, empowering others, being a kind human being, and also being democratic? But the extraordinary ones don't seem to have any of these traits. The thing is, the more successful one gets, the more they want to stop hearing the word no. They fire the critics, they intimidate the truth tellers, and slowly surround themselves with people who only tell them what they want to hear. And this is what's called the dictator's trap. And at this point is where the spiral begins, and the whole world around them starts to become shallow. The real joys of life start to fade away, and they start filling the void with alcohol.
I'm on the verge of dying because I'm a vicious alcoholic. I haven't took drugs in 6 days. And for me, that's a miracle. I've been lying to everybody else to think I was sober, but I'm not.
Drugs.
The Wall Street Journal says Elon Musk's drug use is worrying executives and board members at businesses he runs. The Journal cites witnesses saying Musk has used LSD, cocaine, ecstasy. Musk said in August he had a prescription to use ketamine as an antidepressant.
And scandals.
Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant.
What's going on with this? That is if I ever go to India outfit.
I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. You guys, could you imagine if I had kids with Paris Hilton, how many hotels I have now?
The personal relationships start to take a backseat. They push the people that are closest to them away because relationships require compromise. And these guys don't know how to compromise. It almost seems like to win the world, they have to forfeit humanity. These are human beings carrying a heavy, volatile psychological load.
I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. I returned Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with. And I would walk the 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple.
I was sitting next to Elon, and these guys come up to him, 4 or 5 guys, and they just start beating him senseless with their fists. There's nothing I can do to help. I just have to sit and watch this. My brother's face was unrecognizable. It just wasn't, it was just a swollen lumps of someone that had been almost beaten to death. It's just South Africa in the 80s, man. It's just so brutal.
The loneliness, the addiction, the paranoia, and the inability to ever feel at ease. All of this is what you might call the genius tax.
No one should put this many hours into work. This is not good. People should not work this hard. They should not do this. This is very painful.
Painful in what sense?
It hurts my brain and my heart.
So now that you know the cost, do you still want to be a genius?